What's up, guys? Welcome back to Corey's Garage. It's been a week since the last video, and as of last week, I did make a little progress. I was focusing on some rust repair, and I had a hole in the floorboard and had to do the good old school, old-fashioned, cut out the rust, trace that hole out with some cardboard, and then take that cardboard, trace it onto my sheet metal, cut that out, and weld it into place, and was actually pretty pleased with the outcome. So I'll show you that here in a couple of minutes. It was kind of a late start, and I only got to work on the car since I think I got started about 9:30. It now just rolled over to midnight, so a couple of hours. In that time, I finished welding my differential. I had that basically what I thought was finished. I took another look and found a few more gaps that I wanted to fill in, so got that filled in and feel a lot better about it. I do have one broken off bolt in the housing, essentially, that is being a real bear trying to come out. So I've been heating that up, taking my hammer and chisel, trying to get that out, and you can't get started till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night on Sunday, and everyone next door in the bedroom that almost backs up to our garage is asleep. Can't get out the cutting tools for very long. So anyways, so I didn't get to go as far as I wanted to on that, but I did, however, get to test fit the LS into the chassis. I used pretty much all of my cargo straps, since I don't have any chains, to hoist it up with my engine hoist and take it off the stand. So it's actually sitting in the engine bay now, and I was just trying to get an idea of what I want to do with the mounts, and basically the driver's side and the passenger side are going to be completely different, and I'm really glad I didn't go too wild and crazy with trying to do everything based off someone else's measurements on paper and weld it. So I'm glad I didn't go too wild and crazy. I did weld a little bit at work after hours the other day with the pieces I had tack welded together, and so turns out I'm not going to be able to use those, but it was free metal, so I'm not too worried about that. But I'll show you the engine bay and the rust repair for right now, and tell me what you think. A little progress. Here is the engine bay right now, and as you can see, I've got the straps all nice and chained up there as safe as possible. Each one is good for 300 pounds, so that should be plenty to hold this aluminum LM4 up. Do the old work light for some backlight here. So I don't know if you can see this too well. Now, you really get down good with this camera. So there is that little hole right there, is where the factory engine mount bolt goes through, that hole closest to the pinch weld there. And here's these basically LS Jeep Universal mounts I got to kind of begin making my swap mounts. And so what I've got is some 1/4 inch plate and some 1.5 inch by 1 inch square tube that I'm using as kind of my other pieces to the puzzle to make these mounts. So that's what's going on there. So the driver's side and the passenger side are going to be completely different. Passenger side looks like there's a lot of room, and so I'll actually be able to probably just make a couple of, I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 45 degree like kind of pie cut type deals with the 1/4 inch plate, and I'll tack those here, of course, and then take them to work and finish welding them, and then get everything nice and painted here. But just wanted to kind of test it out and see how it's going to look. I might do something different with the valve covers. I was basically, this headlight cover and the valve covers are the same color. So if I was to go with painting the headlights this kind of metallic-y blue rattle can, and the valve covers, and then leave the engine base silver, you know, at first I thought it would look kind of nice, but I really don't know. It was better than the anodized purple I was going for, but we shall see. Anyways, I wanted to show you the inside here, and of course my underhood light's now dead. Great. Maybe we can still get a decent shot, but it's right down here at the floorboard. See where it's kind of like a L. Believe it or not, and I know it's not the prettiest in the world, but that is my Harbor Freight welder, just a 125 amp, 110 AC wall outlet that I welded that with. But I've been getting a lot of practice at work. Anything that comes up that's metal that needs to be welded, I volunteered to do, and we have a really nice Lincoln big rig, I guess you could call it, welder at work. So it does nice, MIG welding as well as aluminum spool gun. So I've got to practice a little bit with aluminum there. But so that's the interior side, and then I'll get the underside if I can. Hopefully I can get you a decent shot here. It's kind of a mess underneath, but here's the underside of that. So again, not the prettiest in the world, but gets the job done. I do need to go through obviously and scrape it up a little bit and give it some spray paint, and that should make it look a lot nicer. But yeah, so far, just kind of moving right along. Like I say, sometimes I get a couple of days here and there, and sometimes it's kind of a sparing time I get to actually work on the car. So I just kind of take what I can get and do the best I can with it. But I don't know if anyone else is like me with sometimes getting a little sidetracked, or you start one part of the puzzle and then your brain takes you somewhere else, and I remember, oh yeah, I meant to finish this up or try this. So usually it's a bunch of little pieces of the pie that I'm nibbling on. So I need to get a little bit more focused on, one section at a time, one little job at a time, and work that out. But it's just so exciting when you have so many ideas going through your head, and there's so much you want to do to this car. I guess it's good that I don't have a lot of money, because there would probably be a whole stockpile of parts in here that I wouldn't know what to do with just yet. But I do have a mental list of what I want to do and other things I want to add and things like that. The wife keeps opening the back door, but we're just not even going to worry about editing this out. We're starting over because now I got too much information on my video. But anyways, I want to give you guys a little update. Thanks again to my friend Anders Barr, who provided this nice little GoPro-ish type apparatus we got going on here. Transport HD 1080p portable camera. It looks like it has a little over an hour of runtime on an empty memory card, so that's pretty sweet. It is HD. I don't know if I'm filming in HD right now, so I think it's just standard D. But anyways, really excited about the car. I'm glad I could give you guys a little bit more info to chew on here this weekend. Hope everyone is doing great and has an awesome week. I'll try to get some more done. Maybe get these mounts finalized. I'm almost to my money goal of getting my transmission adapter plate. So as soon as I get that in and get these motor mounts in, I can make a transmission mount and basically have the car, the mount part finished, and know where the shifter location is going to be exactly, and can start to work on some other aspects there. But still need a clutch and flywheel and miscellaneous hoses. I'm probably going to use my truck manifolds to start. Like I said in the last video, I'm going to be doing this car in stages, but we're going to get it running and driving first, and we might do aesthetics on stage 2, and stage 3 would be full-fledged, long tube headers, basically redo the exhaust. Definitely do a cam, maybe some, light head work, cam lifters, spring, stuff like that. Give it a nice little brappy idle, and probably some I do want coilovers. I would love to have some BCs, but those are around $1,000 or so. I'm not going to have that kind of money anytime soon. So when this gets coilovers, it's probably going to be the $200 eBay special. But we'll give them a shot. You know, I've seen some mixed reviews on them. Some good, some typical for eBay China coilover parts. But you know, again, the whole purpose of this car is just for fun, look good, have fun, sound good. Just be something fun to drive on the weekends and occasionally do some drift events, hence the welded diff. So yeah, that's the update. I'll try to do something else within this week. Maybe next weekend can get some more work done. Maybe get a little closer to completion. So day at a time, part at a time. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time.